Perfect. Recording has started. So again, thank you so much everybody for joining us for our Bushbeads premium hard wax launch. I do have the wax bag right here and we are so excited about this launch. You actually have no idea how long we've been working on this and how much like it literally took a full community to create this product. So it truly does take a village. On this call, you have myself, Kiana. I oversee the brand and marketing of Bushbalm Pro. We also will have Dillian. She's going to be chatting right after me here. She's our product development coordinator. So she's really the one that knows the ins and outs of this product and can explain everything in full detail. And then we also have Miss Kim. Some of you may know her as Wax Junkie. We love her. She's our in-house esthetician, and she's actually been using our wax for a few months now. So if you have any specific questions about the wax, she's going to do a full section on her experience further down the presentation here. But without further ado, let's get started so you guys can all learn about Bushbeads.
All right, thanks. I was just on mute. Thanks, Kiana. I'll take it from here. So we are so proud to introduce Bushbalm's latest innovation in hair removal, Bushbeads Premium Hard Wax. So this was designed specifically for you estheticians with the feedback from our estheticians. So this wax also utilizes a film wax technology, which is an advanced type of hard wax. It features an ultra gentle composition coupled with exceptional grip for the best results. Now you can seamlessly integrate all your Bushbalm products into your client services for a complete top to bottom and front to back Bushbalm experience. So again, what is it? So this is an unscented hard wax formulated for sensitive skin and delicate areas such as the vulva, bikini line, underarms, and face. This hypoallergenic wax has superior elasticity and flexibility, making it suitable to remove even the most stubborn and coarse hairs. So where can you use it? You can use this during any body and facial waxing service. Once you've cleansed and prepped the skin, you're going to apply a thin, even layer, wait 5 to 7 seconds for it to fully dry, and then you can remove it to reveal beautifully soft and smooth skin. And once again, where can you use it? So technically, like I mentioned, you can use it on sensitive areas, but Bushbeads was created to be a full body wax. So not just for sensitive areas, it could be used head to toe, all over the body, essentially anywhere you've got unwanted hair growing. For this next slide, this is our Bushbeads breakdown. So this is just some quick facts on what makes Bushbeads so amazing. So you'll see here it's unscented. It's got a quick dry formula. As I mentioned earlier, it dries down in 5 to 7 seconds. It has a low melting point of 38 degrees Celsius or 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hypoallergenic and it does have a gel-like consistency. This just allows for a more precise application on the body. And it's also transformative. So it goes on transparent and dries down more opaque when it's ready to be removed.
So why did we make Bushbeads? Bushbeads is the first product under the Bushbalm Pro line that allows us to truly be your one-stop shop for all your waxing and hair aftercare needs. We've been serving our Esties. We've done so many surveys with our Esties truly throughout the last 2 to 3 years. And time again, we've always been told, like, why don't you guys make a wax? We want more back bar product. This is such a big opportunity. So we really leaned into it. We've attended so many trade shows and truly heard all of your feedback in person as well. And we're like, okay, it's time for us to really complete the full Bushbalm routine. So we really took in all the feedback and created this product when it coming down to the color of the wax, the consistency, the packaging. We asked for all of your feedback and really created what became Bushbeads. So again, we're so excited about this, and we hope you all love it as much as we do.
So for this, we have our lovely product development manager, Amanda, here. And this is a direct quote, just why Bushbeads, what makes it premium. So at Bushbalm, we believe in providing our clients with exceptional hair removal solutions that prioritize effectiveness, comfort, and skin health. That's why we've chosen to introduce a synthetic polymer hard wax as our flagship waxing product. So just for a bit more information, synthetic polymer hard wax combines the best of both worlds. So superior adhesion and flexibility of a traditional hard wax with the advanced properties of synthetic polymers, which we will get into and explain a little bit later in the presentation.
So now we will get a few words from Miss Kim about her experience with the hard walks, because we know how important it is for you SDs to hear feedback directly from our SDs. So Kim, I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you, girls. Hi, I'm Kim, and I am the in-house esthetician for Bushbalm. And this was one of those secret missions that it was really hard to keep to myself and not share with the world, because it's so exciting to work with Bushbalm on this new product launch for Bushbeads. And I do truly feel like you're gonna fall in love with waxing all over again, because this wax does spread really smoothly and it comes in a very gorgeous color. I'm an aesthetic girl as well as far as esthetician, but I really enjoy the way the wax lays on the skin and how quickly it dries off. So just a few things that I wanted to share my experience using this wax. I was able to use it on a bunch of clients, and I've really found love with the texture and the way the wax lays. So it does allow for incredible precision, making it ideal for targeting even like the smallest stubborn hairs. So that was really exciting to see, like the wax strips. And as an esthetician, when I'm waxing, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. I like to look at the wax strip and I like to make sure all those follicles and everything came out. So it's really exciting to be able to use a wax that can pick up little stubborn hairs. Yes, Ariel, I do feel like it picks up both coarse hairs and super fine, fuzzy, tiny little hairs. Um, and I like the formula as well. It's very gentle on the skin, and it does, I feel like, help reduce some of that redness or irritation at post wax. So I did feel like it was very gentle on the skin, and I used it on pretty much all parts of the body. I primarily wax Brazilian, but I was able to use it on legs. I used it on arms, fingers. We tried it out on the fingers and we rolled the wax, and it was really great at picking up tiny little hairs. Um, and I feel like it's very versatile. So it's something that I really look at when I'm looking for a wax. So it was really exciting to be able to use it in multiple areas of the body and still feel like it was picking up that hair. And it's suitable for all body types, all body hair, everywhere. I did not have any trouble. My favorite part to use it on was the butt wax. I thought that was really fun, especially when clients have a lot of hair on the butt. It was really nice to pick up that wax strip and see all that hair lift. So definitely can use it anywhere on the body. And then the biggest part, I feel like if you're a speed waxer or if you're someone who has clients in and out all day, it's super consistent in the spreading and the dry time application. And I was just really excited to use it in general because I really enjoyed all of the different things that it offered.
Thanks, Kim. I'll take it back from here. Just a reminder, if anyone has any questions and want to interject, Hannah can man that, or there is a section at the end. We can go over them as well.
Dillian, I think there's just one question we want to address before moving forward. And it's just a question from Wax Studio Collingwood. Kim, did you play around with leaving the wax on the skin for a long period of time? And if so, did it snap?
I did actually used it while like my client was in butterfly pose. I was doing an underarm wax as well. And sometimes like when you're waxing two different parts at once, you're kind of like going back and forth and trying to do two different, parts or sections of the body. So I did leave it on the underarms a little longer than I probably should have. And no, it did not snap. So I was really pleased by that because I have worked with other waxes that it does snap and it kind of breaks and you're like, ooh, that's really uncomfortable for the client. So I will say that I definitely found that if you leave it on a little longer, it's not going to snap on the skin. Yeah. And then I see that did your client say it hurts less than other waxes? I feel like it just depends on the client and everybody's pain tolerance is so different. But for me personally, like I even waxed my own underarms with it and I was able to pick up a lot of the hair. So it was very comfortable for me. Clients, I feel like regardless of hair removal, it's going to be somewhat uncomfortable. But I will say that it was a very comfortable wax to work with, very easy to work with it. And then Sarah's asking if I had to use baby powder to speed up drying or dries quick without it. I never use baby powder in between, because for me, I work comfortably where I'm not like ahead of my wax. So if you're a speed waxer, I do feel like it dried pretty quickly. So that was a comfortable part of the wax itself. As what I found, it was really comfortable to work with it. Allison is asking, thin or thick application, like transparent or milky? Both. I think it depends on the part of the body and what you're working with, the type of hair. Is it a new client? Is it a returning client? That's, again, the beautiful part of this wax is that you really can play around with it, and it's very versatile. Yes. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. I'm sure there's going to be more questions that come through. We're going to pass it off to Dillian so she can go over the reasons to love Bushbeads. But if you still have any questions, throw them in the chat here and we'll make sure we address them at the very end as well. So Dillian, we'll pass it off to you.
Amazing. Thanks so much, guys. As if you're going to need more reasons to love Bushbeads, just here's a quick overview. We are going to be diving into each of these points one by one. So I'm going to start with the Ultra Gentle formula. So this wax is perfect for sensitive areas, and it ensures a gentle hair removal experience. Again, like Kim said, it is dependent on each person's pain tolerance, but synthetic polymer waxes are also formulated to be hypoallergenic, meaning they are designed as well to be used on the most sensitive areas of the body, like I mentioned earlier, the face, the bikini area, and your underarms. It also does have a lower melting point, which does reduce the risk of potential burning or discomfort during wax. And this wax only adheres to the hairs on the body and not the skin, so this also minimizes potential discomfort during the service. For our next point, it's exceptional grip, we mentioned earlier, but this does remove even the finest, shortest hairs from the root, ensuring long-lasting smoothness and no hairs getting left behind. So Bushbeads does encapsulate each hair, ensuring a smoother result after each strip that you've taken off. It firmly adheres to the hairs, and like I mentioned, just the hairs on the body rather than the skin. Again, this does reduce the potential discomfort felt during the service. And synthetic polymer wax in general has a strong adhesion to the hair, which does result in less breakage during the waxing process, which creates a smoother result off the bat. And it could potentially lead to less time that you'll have to take cleaning up or going over those areas during your service. Quick drying. So this is also a quick drying wax. It has a lower melting point. This fast setting formula reduces your overall service time, allowing you to serve more happy clients efficiently. Lower melting point, like I mentioned earlier, does reduce the initial setup time, and it takes less time for the wax to reach its optimal temperature and consistency. Low melting point wax also has a thicker consistency, making the application more precise and less messy for you. And we did go over it briefly, but Bushbeads does apply more transparent on the skin, and it does dry down in 5 to 7 seconds. During this time, it will shift into a more opaque white color to let you know that it's fully dry and ready to be removed. And then finally, it has a premium formula and design. So with our Flex technology, this gel-like formula spreads smoothly and evenly thanks to the synthetic polymers in the wax. This makes it super stretchy and flexible and easy to use. So on that note, with the formula, synthetic polymer waxes have a longer shelf life as they are less prone to degradation over time compared to traditional soft waxes. The packaging, as Kiana showed briefly at the beginning, is also resealable. This allows for continued protection even after opening the wax, and it remains hygienic throughout usage, even if it's just chilling in your room. And the flexibility and stretchiness allows you to apply Bushbeads to all areas and curves of the body without any breakage. Now, for this next slide, we just wanted to show a quick overview of how Bushbalm is now your one-stop shop for your waxing needs. So with Bushbeads, you can now have a seamless experience start to finish using all Bushbalm products. So you see we can start up on the top left with our intimate refreshing wipes to prep and cleanse the skin. You can now incorporate and use our Bushbeads to do what you all do best and ensure a great waxing experience for your clients. You can also offer the vajacial mask as a potential add-on to your services, especially the Brazilians. You're then, of course, going to finish with our in-service back bar oils. And you can obviously ensure that your clients have their at-home aftercare routine using one of our scrubs, oils, serums, and more.
And just before we dive into the pricing, I'm just going to get Kim to address the last 3 questions that came through. Actually, I can address the first one. So is it unscented? Yes, this is a unscented hard wax. And then Kim, the question here is, did you find you had to apply baby powder down before you started waxing, or is it okay to just cleanse and go ahead with waxing?
I typically will cleanse and then I'll put a little bit of the Bushbalm Back Bar Nude or Bermuda oil. And depending on the client, if, for example, right now that it's summer, we are a little bit sweatier, I'll apply a very, very light cornstarch powder. You don't have to, but if the client is a little sweatier, I would suggest to do it anyway, just to dry the skin out.
Awesome. And then the next question before we move on to pricing is, did you find that the temperature of the room affected how quickly the wax dried?
I would definitely suggest even having your room a little cooler in general, because when you're waxing as the esthetician, I get really hot and your clients might get nervous anyway. And I usually have even a fan in my room extra because it gets really warm in here sometimes, especially if you're offering vajacials. And so I would suggest having your room cooler anyway, but I don't feel like it's going to affect the dry time, especially if you're laying the strips like not as thick, like how we said, like more transparent. It's going to still dry within 5 to 7 seconds.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. So pricing, at the end of the day, you SCs are running a business, and what's most important to you is you're getting the best bang for your buck. And we definitely took this into consideration when trying to come up with the most appropriate price point based on the formula that we created. So one bag is valued at $39. Now for the pre-sale, we will not be offering any single bag options. So you won't be able to purchase that right now, but further down the line, it's definitely something we will be offering. Essentially, the larger quantity case packs give you the best deal. So during our pre-sale, we'll be offering a 3-bag exclusive bundle, which gives you 10% off wax. And then the more you buy, the more you save. So 10 bags will give you a 25% off discount, which brings each bag down to $29.25. And then the 20-bag case pack is the best savings you can get at 30% off, and each bag comes down to $27.30. On the side there, you can see the pounds that is part of each case pack, but just to make sure everybody knows, each bag is 2.2 pounds and then 1 kilogram for our Canadian folks. So we did work really, really hard to make the pricing as fair as possible. So we're really excited for everyone to snag this up. Here, it just shows the Canadian pricing. Obviously, there's the conversion there. So to any of our Canadian SCs, $53 for the bag of wax, and then the savings are the exact same at 10% off for the 3-bag, 25% off for the 10-bag, and then 30% off for the 20-bag. And then, so some of the pre-sale details that we'd like to share. Right before I dive into that, I'm going to drop the link to the extra early pre-sale. If anybody wanted to go ahead and purchase the wax today, it is listed in the comments there, and I'll also send it again after. But why did we do a pre-sale for this wax? If you guys are returning estheticians, you know this is something we've never done before. We did only order like a pretty limited quantity of the wax. We, of course, will be reordering in the future, but for anybody that really wanted the wax right away, we wanted to make sure that we could guarantee that inventory for you. So that's why we are doing the pre-sale. The pre-sale date goes live tomorrow, but for you guys, it can go live today, as I just sent in the chat. So that's super exciting. And then when is your wax going to ship? The guaranteed ship date for the Bushbeads hard wax is on September 16th. So it's about a 3-week wait period. But we are more than confident that the wax will be shipping out no later than September 16th. So you can plan that around your inventory. And then just one last thing to note, if you do order any other products with your Bushbeads wax, so let's say you needed to order a case pack of oils or a back bar or some vajacial, please know that those items will ship first. So you don't have to wait until September 16th to get those items. You will get that right away. So no need to worry about that. And you will only be charged for the shipping once. You won't be charged for shipping twice or anything like that. So hopefully there is no hesitation on your end. We do have a question here. Where does it ship from? For our US SDs, our warehouse is Fort Worth, Texas. And then for our Canadian SDs, we ship right outside of Toronto. So 2 separate warehouses for our 2 different countries. So you guys can get the wax as fast as possible.
Stunning. Yay. Thank you, Kiana. So we're coming to the end now. So this is just a quick frequently asked questions page. And I know you've all asked some great questions throughout, but we did want to just add in some more commonly ones to go over as well. And of course, if anyone has any other questions that we didn't cover in the presentation or that you don't see on this page here, please feel free to ask. And either myself, Kiana, or Kim will answer as best we can. As a note, like if there is a question that we need to take away and get back to you, please feel free to reach out and DM us so that we can take it back and get back to you as soon as we can. But let me go over these quickly. So can this hard wax be reapplied over the same area if necessary without causing damage to the skin? So yes, as I mentioned in the previous slides, this wax does not adhere to the skin, just to the hair. So if you do have an area with hairs growing in multiple directions and you do need to do a quick little cleanup and reapply, you can go ahead and do that. It won't agitate the skin like a traditional soft or strip wax would. So again, does this wax adhere well to the hair without causing excessive pulling on the skin? Yes, this hard wax will firmly adhere to even the shortest stubborn hairs, but again, not the skin. It'll make the overall waxing experience more comfortable for your clients. Does the wax smell like burning or plastic? No, it is unscented and it does leave absolutely no scent in the room during service at all. And then we addressed this earlier, but do you need to use baby powder when using this wax? So as Kim mentioned, it's not required. However, we would say it's optional and would depend on your personal preference or the seasonality and time of year that you're waxing your clients. How big are the bags? Once again, they do come in individual 2.2 pound or 1 kilogram resealable bags. And we thought this was very important, but what are the recommended storage guidelines? So you want to keep bush beads away from direct sunlight in a cool, dry place, ensuring that the resealable top is fully shut, just to ensure nothing's getting in there and it's going to stay hygienic. And I'll see if we have any in the chat that we can go over.
Allison, you just asked a question. Would you ever consider having waxing trainers to educate others who want to start using Bushbalm? That is definitely something on our radar, especially since we attend so many trade shows. We love it when our SDs can join us at trade shows. So this is definitely something that will be part of our brand for sure. So please keep your eye out for that. For Chandra, hopefully I'm saying that right. Pricing, order forms being sent to our emails. Yeah, so if you are on our email list, you will be getting all of the email communication starting tomorrow when it gets sent out. If you are curious about the pricing and product information, you can use this link right here to access the product page, which has all that information listed. Cecilia just asked, will you be at Premier Columbus? As of now, we don't have plans to go to Premier Columbus. We did attend Premier Orlando and we did have a lot of fun there. So maybe it's definitely something we could consider for 2025. Awesome. If anybody has any more questions, feel free to drop them in. We'll hang out here for a little longer in case anybody does want to drop any questions. But thank you so much for everyone for joining. I think we have 50 attendees here, which is an incredible number for a webinar. So happy and so happy that everybody is as excited as Bushbeads as we are. Oh yes, Jasmine, do you have a question? Maybe that was a mistake. So Anyway, so thank you so much for joining. Our DMs are always open, and you can also always reach our customer success team at wholesale@mybushbalm.com if you did have any questions. We also have an incredible sales team and account management team that are always there to answer your questions as well. So please feel free to connect with us whenever. Awesome. Samantha, do you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question about the ship date. Did you mean like it'll arrive to us by September 16th?
Great question. So the orders are going to start shipping out on the 16th, which means
Okay.
just like 3 to 5 businesses from there. So the earliest I think somebody could receive it would be like later on in that week.
Okay, perfect. Just checking. Thank you so much.
No, such a good question. Yes, Kim just dropped it in the chat there, but if anyone has any specific questions for Kim, she truly is like the expert on our team. You can reach out to her via IG. She is _wax junkie. Awesome. It looks like some of you guys have already placed your order, which is so exciting. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. I'm going to stop the recording here. Like I said, we'll still stay on the call a little bit longer in case anybody has any questions. But if you do need to jump, please feel free to do so. I know a lot of you guys are super busy.